Welcome back for another Tesla FSD video. In this drive, we are going to be going for a drive to our local gym that I go to almost every single day. And this will be the first video I make with FSD 14.3.8. I did a bunch of driving yesterday and have had really good experience with this. I just was unfortunately too busy to record a video. So I wanted to make sure I got one out here before the end of the week. So a couple days ago, I got Tesla software version 2026.26.6.5, which includes the big summer update, which includes a bunch of cool features. And that also came with FSD 14.3.8. So anyways, I'm going to get going here since I'm kind of running late and kind of get you guys up to speed along the way here. So right off the bat, so you saw on the map there, I'll pull it up again, but if I zoom out here, it will show your route now on here. So that indicates that you are getting the preferred routing feature enabled. This was actually decoupled from the summer update. It was mentioned in the release notes for the feature, but it was actually included. Just if you have online routing enabled, it was something that was just turned on remotely on the server side, which is really cool. And so far, it's fixed a lot of my navigation issues. A lot of times I was adding waypoints to get the car to basically not take, certain alleyways or bad roads with potholes. Now it kind of just does it on its own, which is really, really cool. So I don't have to do that anymore. Especially for this gym loop, I had to set a waypoint on each direction. And sometimes it was up to like 2 or 3 waypoints, which is really irritating. So that is no longer a problem. So thank you to Tesla for adding that feature and functionality. That's something I've really, really missed. So I guess on the FSD front, from what I experienced yesterday, I'll maybe go back a little bit further. So with 14.3.7, and honestly, the previous 14.3 builds, like the recent ones, so .5, .6, and .7, I've had a lot of problems with hesitations, just kind of skittish behavior in general, especially at crosswalks. We're going to be on Cleveland Avenue here, which is what we're on now. And it's been really jumpy on this road. There's always signage near the crosswalks, and they always are near trees. So I don't know if it's that combination, but there was some little American flags that were put out for the 250th anniversary that I also think were playing a part in that. But I really, even when those flags went away, I was still seeing the jumpiness in .6 and .7. So the good news is, so far in .8, the behavior has been a huge improvement so far in that regard, especially when we're around pedestrians. That was another area where .7 especially was very jumpy. And if a pedestrian was even remotely close to our vehicle, it wanted to tap the brake. And I have carbon ceramics, so that input issue is very apparent when it happens, unfortunately. So I was really excited to see that behavior addressed as of now. And that's so far. I did a bunch of driving in my usual problem spots yesterday, and I didn't have any problems. Doesn't mean I won't have any today, but we'll kind of put that to the test here. And if we have another good drive here today, I'm willing to bet that those things were actually addressed. So I know I always kind of, get a little beat down thinking that there's not going to be any big improvements between these dot releases, but sometimes I get surprised, and that's why we do the testing, and that's why I record these videos, just to kind of track the differences in behavior between the releases. Speed profile wise, I did notice a little bit more eagerness to speed on standard on like 25 mile per hour zones in certain spots of the city, but it could have just been because I was getting pushed from traffic from behind, so we'll keep an eye on that one. But like right now, for example, it's 25 miles an hour. We're doing 29. That's perfect in my opinion. If I was driving manually, I'd be doing about 29, 30. I just don't like the speed through this area. There's people popping out all over the place, bicyclists, kids, you name it. So it's not a place I like to speed in. I'm not doing 10 over here ever, really. So. But other than that, parking seems to be actually a little bit better as well. One complaint I've had in previous 14.3 releases is its laziness when it comes to navigating to drop pins in like parking lots. It would basically just ignore them. I noticed that quite a bit with .7 and .6 as well. And it just kind of became progressively worse as those releases came out. And now in .8, I'm so far 1 for 1 in dropping a pin in the car going basically right to that pin like we used to see in earlier 14.3 builds. And the later 14.2 build. So again, some progress is being made here. Aside from that, like, I really don't have any other really big complaints with FSD these days. It was just really that jerkiness and hesitations that I was seeing with the recent 14.3 builds. Just made it seem really jumpy, and it just seemed nervous, constantly nervous, right? And while the reaction time was super quick, and I never felt unsafe with it, jumping on the brakes like that sometimes, I mean, you could argue could be a safety issue if somebody's closely following you, which never really was the case. I only had maybe one incident where that was the situation, but it just, from a comfort perspective, really takes away from the experience when the car is doing so well otherwise, So if that behavior is truly zapped, I am all for it. There was a good example, too, of a pedestrian on the right-hand side that was approaching the road. They had no chance to get in our path based on the speed that they were walking, but in previous 14.3 builds, you would have seen the car make a brake input there almost every single time. So, again, that's a good comparison there to show you that there has been a noticeable improvement here, especially in this build. So, again, I hope it's not a fluke, but I've seen enough of these now where I'm starting to believe it's not a fluke and it's a real improvement, which is fantastic. I mean, this is quickly becoming my favorite 14.3 build if this behavior keeps up. Okay, and this stop sign intersection has caused some problems, I would say, not for a while now, but it's been one where people are always kind of approaching from our left. So sometimes we get into a standoff where we're not being assertive enough, but no issues there. So .7 honestly was pretty decent there as well. So, and then there is a new stop sign intersection coming up here. They used to just be a single stop for traffic that is approaching from our right when we come down this hill here. And I would say maybe a month or so ago, the city of St. Paul added stop signs in all directions. So it's now a three-way stop. And for whatever reason, the car would always stop at the stop sign without really any issue. But once it tried to proceed from this stop sign on, I don't know why, but sometimes it would like jam on the brakes, even though there was nobody to our right. And I don't know if it's because it thinks it's a blind corner and they don't have to stop, but you can very clearly see there's 3 stop signs at this intersection now. So I will say this to you, the NHTSA stops have put me at risk of getting rear-ended now multiple times because people don't pay attention, which is frustrating. But again, no brake inputs. Even though that guy was rolling forward there, the car did a great job just proceeding. So again, like, this is the least jumpy 14.3 build I think I've had the pleasure of driving with so far. This has been really good. Like I said before, in .7 and .6, man, it would make me car sick sometimes, which is super uncommon. FSD historically has been pretty smooth since like the version 12 and even 13 timeframes in that department. So this, I dare I say, feels very similar to what I experienced in Dallas, over a week ago when I was visiting for work, and I rode with Robotaxi, which is running version 15. That has been really smooth. All right, this person doesn't know how to proceed. She went for it, then stopped. I don't know. Just go. Thankfully, she didn't hesitate longer than that. Otherwise, it would have been an awkward intersection for everybody. Then we would have gotten to a standoff territory, which happens a lot here in Minnesota. People do the Minnesota nice thing and just point at each other. All right, so we just got our favorite unprotected left turn here. This intersection is one of the worst in St. Paul. and I look forward to the day when this is no longer set up this way. But for the foreseeable future, it's something we're going to have to deal with. So unfortunately, you can't see traffic from behind the car in front of us that's turning. So FSD likes to usually come to a stop, but now it's going to go, and it had to go there, and it did. So that was really, really good. Again, like, this build continues to impress. I'm actually very, very happy so far with this. So in terms of city driving, one of the better 14.3 builds. Look at this guy. He's coming at me head on, trying to pass that guy. FSD reacted appropriately there, but it wasn't excessive. So again, super happy. That was a great first part of the drive here. I know the route's not too exciting, but again, there's been a lot of issues along this route that I've experienced in previous builds. So it's still one I like to record often, since I do it every single day, and I can sense behavioral changes between the releases because I do it so often. So anyways, the car is going to park here, and then I'm going to get a workout in here. So I'll be back with you guys in a little over an hour. All right, welcome back for part 2. I have my route plugged in here to go home, and just to kind of show you again, it shows you a route, which is the preferred route, which if you zoom in here, it avoids this alley here. Normally it would try to like cut this alley and then try to turn down there, which I never understood. It's not faster in any way, shape, or form, but it would always either require a waypoint or a disengagement. So one less input that I have to give, which is fantastic. So the only challenging part along this route really is this, when we turn left here, we'll make a right onto West 7th. And then when we get further down the intersection there is that specific right turn that we got to make. And there is a no turn on red sign. Now, historically, FSD has keyed off the wrong traffic lights. So it tries to go on red, even though there's a sign there. So, but I think we're going to have a green here, so we won't get to test that today. I really doubt we'll see a fix for that issue in 14.3 in any of the subsequent 14.3 builds, but who knows? So yeah, you can see right here, the lights are pretty poorly positioned. So I thought of just complaining to the city to have filters put in on the traffic lights there, so that they only can be seen from the appropriate directions that they're aimed at. But I kind of feel like that's a little unfair. FSD's had to deal with this for years now, and unfortunately, it's never gotten it right. So I think with this additional reasoning, maybe, and some additional training, the model can get that right. And I know there's other, intersections in the world that are very much like that. So if I were to resolve just this one by having a fix like that put in, it ain't going to stop, reality from striking in other places. So the model has to get it right at some point. But aside from that one place there's really no other place aside from parking in my garage at home that I disengage the system or need to anymore. Sometimes it's because, a lot of times it just picks a parking spot too close to somebody. Just, basic things like that. But safety-wise, it's not really a thing anymore. But yeah, just to recap the first part of the drive again, it was really, really smooth. I think it was pretty much textbook perfection there. Didn't have any complaints on really any aspect of the drive. There's no episodes of false slowdowns whatsoever. So, okay, so we are doing 33 and a 25 here. Kind of getting pressured a little bit by this Jeep behind us. But this Jeep needs to slow the hell down. All right. Everybody loves the NHTSA stops, especially this guy behind me, who can tell is annoyed, but if he doesn't like it, he can always complain to NHTSA. All of us want the rolling stop functionality to come back, but it just ain't happening, I don't think, anytime soon. All right, and this is another intersection that we love here. Now from this direction, we don't have any traffic approach to our right, but we do have to yield to this person. They were first. She was trying to wave me by, but I don't understand why. I really hate when people do that. It's like, you are first to the intersection. You are slowing us down by waiting. Just go. It's such a Minnesotan thing, and it drives me absolutely nuts. Okay, we're getting pretty close to home here. Just a few more intersections that we have to traverse. So far, this has been probably the smoothest drive on this route that I've ever had with 14.3 or version 14 in general. It really doesn't get much better than this. This definitely gives me robotaxi vibes from what I experienced again a week or so ago in Dallas with the version 15 robotaxis there. So yeah, this is looking really good so far, and there's been a decent amount of pedestrians, people getting in their cars, and you have some more pedestrians here to our right. No brake inputs, so the car just continues to show that it definitely feels you can just tell right off the bat as soon as you put the car into FSD and engage FSD, it's got a different confidence level. It just feels different right off the bat, the way it picks speed and controls its inputs. So they've done a decent amount of tuning, at least for the Model S anyways, with this build that we hadn't seen before. So just goes to show you got to pay attention to the dot releases too. Sometimes I get in this rut where I think there are not going to be any major improvements, but so far in terms of smoothness, this is a major upgrade from what we had previously. And I'm going to switch it to driveway. I want to see if it's going to try to park in my garage. I do think it will just enter the driveway and not go towards the garage. And there is no charger option, so which is kind of interesting too. I wish there was some sort of lookup or way to put the Tesla chargers and associate them with an address. There's a Lucid Air right there, taking up the whole road. I always think the Lucids look cool from the front, but I cannot stand the back of those cars. I don't know what they did, but they're weirdly flat. All right, just one more turn left here, and we go into our driveway. Let's see if it finds it here. Okay, garage door is opening. Car looks to be aiming for that side of the garage, which is great. I'm gonna try to go in the garage. It's trying to go in. Let's see how far it goes here. We are so close. We need like 6 more inches or so, maybe 8, and we're fully in the garage. You'll see when I move the car forward here, you'll see what I'm talking about. You'll see the line for the garage door where it comes down. Like right about there. That's really how far we need to go, maybe a little more. So it's getting more confident pulling in the garage. Now, if we use the backup camera, I think FSD would have a much easier job of doing this since we don't have a front bumper camera on this car. So, but anyways, that is one of the best drives I've had with FSD period along this route. I know it's not super difficult, but in the difficult spots that exist on that route, it nailed it. It was the smoothest FSD 14 has ever been. So I'm hoping we'll see more of this behavior. I'll try to do another video or two with this version over the weekend and just kind of see how this continues to evolve. But so far, I'm really liking what I'm seeing with 14.3.8. So anyways, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.